This is a presynaptic neuron, which is a neuron before the synapse that delivers the messages. In the neuron, we have the soma, which is represented by a gummy lifesaver, which is the part of the neuron that contains the nucleus, which directs the manufacture of substances that the neuron needs for growth and maintenance. Inside the soma, we have the nucleus, which is the skittle, that holds the DNA and is the control center of the cell. On the outside of the soma, we have the dendrites, which are represented by Twizzlers, and it's a neuron's busy branching extensions that receive messages and conduct impulses toward the cell body. On the dendrites are the dendritic spines, which are represented by nerds, and they are the small protrusions from a dendrite that receive input from a single axon at the synapse. They serve as storage sites for synaptic strength and help transmit electrical signals to the soma. We also have the axon, which is the part of the neuron that carries information away from the cell body toward other cells.
The action potential also happens in the axon, and it's the brief wave of positive electrical charge that travels down the axon or the sequence of shifts in the electrical charge of a neuron. It also abides the all or nothing principle, which is that once the electrical impulses of a certain level of intensity fires, it makes all the way down the axon without losing any of its intensity.
We also have the myelin sheath, which is a layer of fatty tissue that insulates axons and increases the velocity of conduction of the action potential along the axon. Next, we have the nodes of Ranvier, which are the space in between the axon that speeds up the process. Lastly, we have the axon terminals, which are represented by gummy worms, and they're the knob-like structures at the end of an axon. They contain vesicles that store chemicals called neurotransmitters.
This is the postsynaptic neuron. It is the receiver of the neurotransmitter's message. The presynaptic and the postsynaptic are composed of the same things but are separated by tiny gaps called synapses. The presynaptic neuron releases chemical messengers into the postsynaptic neuron by neurotransmitters.
During the whole process, we have depolarization, resting potential, and reuptake. Depolarization is when an upcoming pulse raises the neuron voltage and opens the ion channels, causing potassium ions to flow out and sodium to flow in. Resting potential is the resting state of a neuron when it's not transmitting in. And reuptake is when a neuron transmitter is reabsorbed by the presynaptic neuron when too much of it has been secreted into the synapse.